Namaste, welcome friends. Today we're very fortunate to have Congressman Ro Khanna join us. And as you know, we're coming weekly and we are talking to different congressmen and congresswomen who will support the Diwali Day Act, which is an act that we want as a federal holiday. So today we have myself, Dr. Sumita Sengupta, Dr. Sudhir Parikh, and Congressman Ro Khanna. So welcome, Congressman. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to talk about the Diwali Day Act. So
thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Of course, I've known Sudhir Parikh for many years and admire his contributions to our community, to the country, and pleasure to be on.
Thank you. So I know your time is very precious, so we'll get going with the questions. So our first question for Congressman Ro Khanna is, since 2004, the White House has celebrated Diwali as a holiday of bringing communities together during times of darkness. Particularly this year, President Biden expressed through the lighting of the lamp that Diwali carries an even deeper meaning as a time of remembrance, comfort, reflection, and hope to overcome the difficulties caused by the pandemic. As Diwali has become a national symbol of light, perseverance, and hope, how has this celebration and the values of Diwali impacted the district you serve, as well as for all Americans?
Well, thank you, Sumita. Of course, I grew up celebrating Diwali from a young age with my family, and very well familiar with the story of Ramayana, where Ram and Lakshman and Sita are banished to the forest and 14 years in the wilderness before their triumphant return. And this allegory, in my view, of course, of deep religious significance, but this story is about human triumph, human perseverance, about our willingness to leave home and explore the world and then return. So it has a meaning, of course, for immigrants and immigrant families. It has meaning for humanity and in understanding the struggles of life, and it has meaning for America at this time where we are faced with so many challenges and resilience. But what I'm proud about is we are a nation that really values faith, of multiple faiths, whether that is Christian or Jewish now or Hindu. And so the Hindu faith is something that people respect. And I speak about being a person of faith, and that's respected by other Americans. And it's wonderful to see that in this country.
Wonderful, thank you. So I'll also do the second question, and then Dr. Parikh will join us. As the Democratic Vice Chair of the Congressional Caucus on India and the Indian Americans and the Deputy Whip of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, as well as the Assistant Whip for the Democratic Caucus, you have been a champion of promoting human rights, inclusion, and diversity in the United States Congress. How can you employ your position and platform to help galvanize support for the Diwali Day Act to become a national holiday in the United States?
Well, we have. I've been a very strong supporter of Carolyn Maloney's bill because I believe we have to recognize all faiths. Again, whether it's Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, that's what makes America extraordinary. People come here for freedom of worship, for freedom of practicing their faith. You can't do that in China. You can't have your own faith community. In this country, you can. You can have strong faith. No one says you have to compromise that faith. You can pass that faith on to your kids. And then you can participate in extraordinary success. You can lead corporations. You can be elected to Congress. You could even become president of the United States. That's what makes America so special. So not only will I continue to work to have Diwali recognized, but I believe in respecting all important religious holidays, again, whether that's Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever people's faith is.
Okay. Dr. Parikh?
Yeah, hi. Hi, Ro, and hi, Sumita. I mean, Ro Khanna, I know him for his first run for the good office. so many years ago, right?
Yeah,
I'm very pleased to see that he is one of the most distinguished, or one of the most distinguished congressmen in our U.S. Congress today. And more important is that in '92, I was driving force as a president of the Indian American Political Forum, and convinced late Gary Ackerman and my Congressman Frank Pallone to start the India Caucus. And now look at the India Caucus under leadership of vice chairmanship of the Ro Khanna. Congressman Ro Khanna is almost close to 200 members. Am I right?
Yes, no, it's wonderful with Brad Sherman and me and bipartisan. And so there
Right.
you did a wonderful job with getting that started.
Yeah, and it has a lot of long-lasting consequences for India and U.S.-India relations. And I'm really very, very satisfied, very, very happy, and very, very, it sounds very rewarding. So, Congressman, I would like to ask you that as an Indian American, what a personal meaning and significance does make the Diwali into a federal holiday to you and your family as well as your community or our community?
Well, it's the recognition of our important faith tradition, of our important cultural values. When I was growing up in Bucks County, people were always Bucks County, Pennsylvania, people were always very curious and supportive of Diwali, but it was not something that really was known. And so, I remember my mom going into my 7th grade class to read a book about what Diwali was, and neighbors asking why we lit candles or why we had fireworks, not the sparklers in the back on Diwali. And they were very, very appreciative of it. But now kids growing up will know that this is a holiday recognized by the country, that they should be proud of their faith. They don't have to be embarrassed about being Hindu or hide that, and that they won't be limited in all their aspirations with their faith. And they should, know what an extraordinary faith Hinduism is. One of the most ancient faiths with philosophical teachings have influenced so many great philosophers and such great literature. I tell people, just like I read the Bible because of the great stories of the Bible and the great teachings, I think people should read the Ramayana and the Mahabharata and the Gita and the Vedas to the extent possible, is just to be a well-educated human being. And so I think all of that becomes a source of pride for the community once we have this holiday.
Okay.
Also, as you know, Congressman, currently over 7 million Americans celebrates Diwali every year in their homes and with their family. And it is a national holiday in India, Fiji, Guyana, Malaysia, Mauritius, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Suriname, Trinidad, and Tobago, but not in USA, which has a kind of largest population of observing outside Asia Diwali. So we all are wondering how, your good offices, what your good offices can help us or help the community to make the Diwali as a federal holiday.
Well, we need to make sure that Carolyn Maloney's bill passes. And as you know, Sudhir, because you've seen politics for many years, what we need to do is get as many co-sponsors. Our goal is to get over 100 co-sponsors. Brad Sherman and I are working on getting the India Caucus members to co-sponsor this. And then if we can get bipartisan, lots of co-sponsors, then this could pass and go to the president's desk to be signed. But the great thing is that the Indian American community has activism in all the different parties and in all the different regions of the country and in all the corners of America. So we should have a broad coalition to do this. And this really can be a matter of pride for our community, of recognition for the kids, so that the kids grow up being proud of being Indian American, proud of their faith, proud of the celebrations. And knowing that Diwali is a very pluralistic celebration. I mean, in India, you have Muslims and Sikhs and families all celebrating because they have neighbors who are Hindu. So sometimes I think, the media portrays one thing about politics, but when you look at the actual life of people living there. There's still a lot of celebration of diverse traditions, and many of them take great pride in this joyous season of Diwali. They send each other mithai, they send each other fruit, they exchange greetings. It's just a wonderful time of the year.
And on behalf of Indian American community, Congressman, I would like to thank you for your support, your encouragement, and holding our hands, community hand, to make the Diwali as a federal holiday and make it more meaningful to our second and third generation.
Well, thank you, Sudhir. You've been a trailblazer, and you've really helped give our community a foundation in this country, and you've been appropriately recognized and I know awarded in many ways for that. And thank you, Sumita, and thank you for the public service that both of you are doing for our community and our country.
So, Ro, I have one quick question for you. I really resonated with what you said about our children to come. So as we live here, you know, our parents migrated here, and then the next generation stays and future generations to come. And when I approached Carolyn Maloney with this bill, it was with that thought in mind. What legacy do we live and leave for our future generations, who we probably won't meet, but they will know their identity? So often we assimilate or acculturate, but the essence of the identity should not be lost. And it's not just food or language or things like that. So Diwali is very representative of not only our faith, but our beliefs. And it's ingrained to who we are when we celebrate that holiday as Indians. So with that said, one of the things I think about is that we know why this holiday is special, and the Jains that celebrate with this holiday, the Sikhs and the Hindus and so forth. How do we get this message that it's not only a religious holiday, but it fits in with democratic values, and making this Diwali holiday enriches everyone as Americans? So, and I think that's one of the points that people who don't celebrate this holiday might want to know why this holiday should pass. So I wanted to kind of, in closing, get your thoughts. What message do you have for all Americans hoping to make Diwali a national holiday?
Well, thank you, Smith, and thank you for your role with Representative Maloney and suggesting the idea. I would start by saying that Diwali is something that is celebrated by many, many different faiths, not just Jain and Sikh, but even faiths that don't necessarily believe in the whole Diwali story still love the festivities. They love the warmth that it generates, the sense of family and friendship, and they all love the mithai, they love the fireworks. So it's a celebration of life. And in a pluralistic democracy, we have to respect faith. It's why I actually strongly believe that we should respect the celebration of Christmas and take pride in that as a country. We should respect the Jewish holidays. We should respect the Muslim holidays. And similarly, we should respect the Hindu holidays. We can't, being a pluralistic liberal democracy doesn't mean that we push faith aside. It means we celebrate many different types of faith. And the Indian American community now is an essential part of the American story. And many Indian Americans are of Hindu faith, and they should have that faith recognized as a source of strength and a source of great value to the nation and the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your leadership in Congress, and thank you for being at the forefront of supporting this bill. It means a lot to all of us in the nation. And we look forward to talking to you further and having this bill pass.
And before we Congressman, before we conclude, as you know, as a part of the community service, I'm a medical doctor, but as a part of the community service, I own the largest publication and media house with the 24/7 ITV, oldest TV channel, 24/7 TV channel in New York area, as well as 4 weekly newspaper, which you are probably familiar with them, News
Yes.
and Desi Talk and so forth. So all this platform is for community service for me. And so please let me know any your good initiative, how I can help personally as well as through my media company to promote all your good initiative for country and specifically for the community.
Well, thank you for creating that media environment. And I think that's so important for the community to be informed and to really participate. And I'm proud now we have 4 Indian Americans in Congress. I'm sure we'll have more. I know that the sky is the limit for the Indian American community to contribute to this country. And you and many in your generation did the hard work to help us have that voice. So thank you for your leadership.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, you are watching ITV Gold. I'm your host Aditi Lama with cameraman Raja Bhatti, and today we're in New Jersey for Akshay Patra's Gratitude Gala 2021. It's a beautiful foundation that feeds children of India, 1.8 million of them every single day, and it educates them as well. Beautiful organization. Today we are going to meet key members, we're going to meet key supporters, and we're going to also talk about the importance of giving back to our community back in India and the importance of really doing something for the underserved communities, because they just need one chance and they need one opportunity. So Akshay Patra provides that opportunity. Stay with us on ITV Gold as we bring you so much more on Akshay Patra's Gratitude Gala 2021. And joining us right now is Dr. George Abraham. He is the keynote speaker for Akshay Patra's Gratitude Gala for 2021. Dr. Abraham, thank you so much for giving us your time on ITV Gold. I have to ask you, as the keynote speaker, as somebody who's going to address the audience today, what is the most important aspect of Akshay Patra that you would like for the audience to know? What is something that you want to highlight the most? Because there's a lot of conversation happening, but what do we need to focus on?
Well, first, it's an honor to join you on this event, and I'm grateful to Akshay Patra for having invited me. I think as a father of 2 daughters, I would like to say that the education of women, children is vital. We all have had an opportunity to grow up and had the blessing of education and always be able to get food on the table. But to hear that a child has to go hungry and to balance food and education is something that breaks our hearts. And so I feel strongly that the opportunity to educate all children, put food on the table for them, but most importantly, to get women children to be successful, that is something which is dear and dear to my heart. So I'm passionate and I'm honored to be here at this event.
And joining us right now is the chair for the Tri-State chapter of Akshay Patra. We're joined by Mr. Biren Shah. Thank you so much for giving us your time today on ITV Gold. I have to ask you, there's a gala tonight. Everyone's very excited. It's to give back. It's to celebrate these beautiful children of India. How are you feeling today? What are your expectations?
I am on top of the world. We're doing this for a wonderful organization. The way I look at it is that we as a human species collectively have made such progress in various facets of life. We are at the frontiers of conquering space, yet childhood hunger is something that evades us, and it shouldn't be. We have plenty of resources to go around, and Akshay Patra fits squarely in that space. You know, the mission of Akshay Patra cannot be simpler. It's all about making sure that no child is deprived of education because of hunger. And it's a mission that all of us can rally behind, and we are really excited about it.
Can you tell us about how are the children right now in India doing? What is being done? They're going back into school. Education was kind of on a halt for a while. What is the strategy going forward? And how are those kids doing?
So you're right. COVID was a big shock globally, and the kids in India were no exception. That was for the last year or so. But schools have started reopening, and kids are going back to school. And so that is where Akshay Patra comes in. During COVID, of course, Akshay Patra did a lot of phenomenal work. About 190 million meals served, several million happiness kits prepared and distributed to the kids. But now kids are back to school. And that's where Akshay Patra really focuses on his core mission, which is about food for education.
And joining us is Mr. Desh Pandey from Akshay Patra, and none other than our chairman, Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh. Mr. Desh Pandey, I have to say, what a great event, what a beautiful event, all about educating, all about empowerment. How are you feeling today? And I would love to know, how do you feel about the fact that, media networks are covering Akshay Patra and we're bringing that, the message forward?
Well, I'm very, very thankful to my buddy here, who has been a supporter of Akshay Patra forever. And I think these are all big tasks. Trying to make sure that no child is denied of education because of hunger It's not something that one person can do. It's going to take all of us. And unless we have an efficient way to spread the word out and collectively get everybody together to contribute whatever they can. Some can contribute time, some can contribute talent, and some can contribute $20, which feeds the child for the whole year, or some can give $1 million. But it's going to take all of us. And what Pradeep has done here is just magical. Thank you.
Dr. Parekh, I would love to know how does it feel to have a media network that is so committed to the nonprofit world, and what do you have to say about what he had to say?
Well, as I say that media, I'm by profession medical doctor, but I acquired this media just for one purpose only, to empower second generation, convey the message from first generation to second generation, and convey India's message, like hunger, poverty, and lack of education to second generation here, so they can appreciate this thing and help the India and Indian children.
Thank you so much for joining us on ITV Gold today. What a great day. What a beautiful nonprofit. My first question to you has to be, Akshay Patra works directly with the Indian government. It's serving the government schools of India all across the country. How important do you think that relationship is for the government of India with Akshay Patra? And how are you looking at moving forward with that relationship?
Okay, my greetings to all the viewers of ITV Gold. It is indeed a very special partnership that the government of India has with Akshay Patra, and the great work that the organization has been doing in India. It's a human service touching the lives of millions and millions of children, and not just children. With each children, there's a family that is there. And we look forward to continuing our relationship. Also, as we look going past the COVID pandemic, schools are opening, so that is another opportunity that we are looking to further strengthen our partnership with Akshay Patra. And all the children are waiting to come back to school, and that is where our partnership between the government of India and Akshay Patra becomes even more important. Thank you.
Thank you. So we had a great event today. This was an Akshay Patra Tri-State Chapter Gala. We call it the Gratitude Gala. And this was attended by 450 people. The gala went well. The speakers were very good. And we raised a lot of money for this noble cause. We know the cause of Akshay Patra is to provide food for education. And our motto is that no child in India should be deprived of education because of hunger. This Akshay Patra does at a very efficient scale. Akshay Patra is able to feed one child for the entire school year in $20. When people heard this, they were astounded. They were really amazed that something like this can be done. The cause is so great, and we are able to raise a lot of money for our Akshay Patra chapter.
So I'm really excited and glad that we got to do this Akshay Patra Gratitude Gala after having a virtual gala last year because of COVID. It's really nice to have everyone here back together in the same room again and feel that energy, everyone coming together to support this amazing organization where, just $20 a day can feed a child for an entire year is really inspiring to see all the generosity here tonight. And I think that generosity was just amplified by the fact that we're all so happy to be back together again, supporting these amazing causes together.
Tonight's event was just incredible. As Abha mentioned, to actually have that face-to-face interaction today was just a blessing, having taken a year off from almost all human interaction to be here with all of these people to come together for such a tremendous cause, for all of the compassionate donors that we saw today. It was truly marvelous just to see everyone come together. There were so many incredible speakers, so many great performances tonight. Sparsh was just absolutely unbelievable. It was so cool seeing Omi Vedya here. I think we all grew up seeing Three Idiots, so to see him up there on the stage was, seeing a part of our childhood up there. So just a tremendous event, and what an atmosphere.
Myself is Aditya Surti, and I am here to attend the Akshay Patra Gala. Akshay Patra is a wonderful cause, feeding 1.8 million children a day in India. And at the rate of $20, you can feed one child for the entire year. So I thoroughly enjoyed this event. I happen to know of a lot of things that I did not know of. And just by virtue of knowing more about Akshay Patra, I shall be making myself more involved into the cause that it stands for.
I involved with Akshay Patra from last 11 years. My daughter Amisha Patel, she introduced me with Akshay Patra, and we visited a kitchen in Baroda, and it was amazing to see the kitchen. Then we went to visit a school, and I saw how kids are eating hot food during their lunch hour. What I noticed over there, that one kid, he took some food and took in a box and tried to take it at home. So I asked him, why you are doing that? And he said, I have a younger sister at home, and I don't want her to get hungry. So, and just by listening to her, it brings tears in my eyes. And after that, I decided that I need to involve with Akshay Patra. And since then, I have visited and involved in Akshay Patra from last 5-6 years. My first year Akshay Patra Gala was at TV Asia about 5 years back. And since then, we have started this chapter in a big way.
Hi, my name is Kiran Kothari. I'm one of the co-chairs of the New Jersey chapter of Akshay Patra. Akshay Patra, as some of you might know, is the world's largest NGO serving midday meals to kids, government school kids in India. So we started in year 2000, and we started with only 1,500 children this year. But since in over a span of only 21 years, we have gone from serving 1,500 meals every day to 1.8 million meals every day. Now, you clearly may have a question that, how can we do this? Well, we have 55 latest technology, sophisticated kitchens, and they can prepare these meals freshly every day. So important things are the meals had to be nutritious, and we do that. The meals had to be hygienically safe, and we do that. You know, we are talking about feeding kids. We don't want to prepare meals which is hygienically not safe. And the third is, it has to be tasty. So all these things we are able to do. So we feel that we will reach our new goal of $4 million. So I want to thank all our donors, all our supporters for helping us achieve our mission and a long-term vision of feeding 5 million children every school day. Thank you very much.